Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WSSEA 2025 State Championships, brought to you by Landfest here today. And we're ready for some Rocket League action. And now in the booth with me, the legendary Tugboat. How are we feeling, my brother?
Feeling fantastic. It is a great day for Scholastic Esports up there in Washington State. Bunch of young folks getting together and competing on the main stage. The lights, the sounds, the pressure, hot sauce. As we know, pressure creates diamonds.
It does indeed. Now, there is a bracket that's being played out where we're going to catch the one side of the semifinals. We'll have that grand final a little bit later, but the game we will be checking out here today to kick things off is this Lake Stevens game. We're going against the last year's champions of Kennedy Catholic High School.
Yes. And so Kennedy Catholic, a lot of success last year, finished the regular season as the 6th seed. Now, within that first round, as you can see right there, put down Lincoln Walla Walla right there. That was the number 3 seed. It's a little bit of upset action early. In fact, this is a very competitive front side of the bracket, right? The quarterfinals here, the only 3-0 being the number 1 seed taking in the number 8 seed to 9-0, taking down Silas right there. Now, that is again, 1 seed, 8 seed on paper hot sauce. That is what we come to expect, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tenino, Lake Stevens, I think the only 2 remaining undefeated teams throughout this here. But Lake Stevens and Kennedy Catholic met, I think, around week 2 of the regular season, where it did go all the way through that best of 5. Lake Stevens coming out on top just by 1 there in a 3-2 fashion. So they have met. They've had some time to kind of hone and craft those skills. So we'll see if there's a different outcome here today.
That we will. Getting into that in a second. Let's talk a little bit about who we'll be seeing taking our virtual Rocket League pitch on the day. First and foremost, I want to shout out the coach here, right? This Lake Stevens squad doesn't get here without the coach. That is, of course, Mr. Wood, captain here, Wild Viking, leading this Lake Stevens Viking squad. Agro Fusion, Lennon Mantis. We might see AST Gopher, as well as Hogs here. Kennedy Catholic?
Yeah, we got Jeffy as the captain, of course. Neon will be that alternate, and then we've got Go and Ryrox here on the side of Kennedy Catholic High School. And, you know, I've speaking more of along the Lake Stevens side, I've had a chance to catch a couple of streams. Mr. Wood streams some of these games himself. He's very passionate, and it's great to see that the students have such a guiding figure in their corner.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, there you go. They can tell that they're on broadcast. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Hope that everybody has a fantastic match coming up. But yes, there you go. There you go. Two big thumbs up. I love it. I love it. They're shouting out their squad. Love it. Again, love the support behind as well. The volunteers, chaperones, coaches, teachers, parents frequently, right, that dedicate their own free time to the weekends here and getting these young people in much more of a position to go forth and compete. Big shout out WSSEA, the WSSEA here for putting on competitions like this one as well.
Yeah, they often don't get enough credit, so certainly a big shout out to all the staff, the teachers, the parents, as you had mentioned. But we're going to waste no more time getting into it. We've got game number 1 of a best of 5. Lake Stevens taking on Kennedy Catholic.
Oh, absolutely. And just in case there are a few parents out there who may not fully understand what exactly is going on, you just watched Rocket League, which I do not envy the job of anybody trying to explain that game, hot sauce. Heard y'all had a fantastic time, right?
Absolutely. This is basically soccer with cars. It's nice, simple, and sweet here. So already off to a decent start. We see both of the teams applying pressure here, but it is Kennedy Catholic now tucking down toward the Lake Stevens side as Mantis looks for a bit of a clear pass toward the teammate. Agro up over the sky, does beat a defender, and will begin to pressure toward Kennedy Catholic's goal.
Yeah, a little bit of slower offense here early. This just makes sense. These two teams have played each other before. Again, Lake Stevens, undefeated regular season, undefeated thus far. That is only 1 match, though. Kennedy Catholic dropped 2 during the regular season. Again, the 6th seed there. One of these was to Lake Stevens, and one of these was to Tenino.
Yeah, Tenino, again, the only other undefeated team. Lake Stevens has yet to go up against them during that regular season, but they might get an opportunity. They can find a way to win this series here. Right now, they find themselves in the defensive half, still searching for that clear. And Lennon Mantis off the back wall finds the touch. Go looking to keep the drive alive and a bit of back and forth pong action.
Yeah, wise decision there from Go just to cut this and then cut it again, actually, to keep this in the corner. This 50 ball should go out and does get hit by Ryrox, excuse me. Agro Fusion to the skies as of right now. Tries to get this down low. Does slow down that ball a little bit, so it doesn't quite get there as quickly as they wanted it to, but that is a bad hit there from Lennon Mantis. Almost sets that up for Kennedy Catholic.
comes away unscathed for the time being. Still need to get that clear, though, as you do see the pass back. Goat tries to scoop it up off the sidewall. This one goes dangerously toward the front of the net here as it does go over the head of Wild Viking. Jeffy looking for a pass toward the midfield. The demo comes in, but the clear as well, and it's a double demo out here on the field.
Like, these young players are driving across a minefield as of right now. Do not take these lessons into driving school, folks.
Yeah, we try to keep that dangerous action out here on the pitch. We love to see the demos, the explosions, the aggressive play style, but aggro fusion off the demo, the assist, the shot, and it's Lake Stevens to go up by 1.
Can't spell aggression without aggro. Aggro fusion. Nice kickoff right here to the right side. Kennedy Catholic has nobody farther back, but it is a fast shot, kind of like almost like a pinching shot over to this right side. So would have really required some lightning fast reflexes and probably some boost to boot. As it is, 10 seconds outside of halftime, Lake Stevens, the Vikings, up 1-0.
Up by 1, as you mentioned, just about to crest past the halfway point, but it's a booming clear, and Goloshin finds that one all of a sudden. Just before we hit that halfway mark, we find ourselves tied up 1-1.
This is just a fantastic pass down bottom. If this is a little bit farther to the left, you get at least backboard. Now probably get a second chance at that one, but spend all of like 10 seconds in the actual lead like Stevens does back to that even scoreline.
Wild Viking, a big booming clear the other direction as Goat looks to scoop off the back wall, carry outward, will be met by aggro over toward Viking, who is through the sky, but couldn't quite find the touch they needed just yet. They'll continue to duke it out around midfield. Yeah,
some fiery action here. This event put on, and another bouncing ball. It's going to go the way of Kennedy Catholic, and a lead taken here initially from Lake Stevens. The Vikings, Kennedy Catholic, these Knights. I'm absolutely galloping back right there as Jeffy gets nothing more than a front row seat to the second goal for Kennedy Catholic.
Yeah, I mean, we flash back to the last time these two teams met back on March 11th, and it did go all the way to that best of 5, so I wouldn't expect anything less. I'm imagining a lot of back and forth here between these two squads. We had mentioned it earlier. Regardless of the seed, there's a ton of talent littered across all of these teams out here today.
Oh, there really is. There really is. Just when we talk about momentum so much, right? Coming off the sixth seed Kennedy Catholic beating number 3 seed Lincoln Walla. Well, now they just got to do it against the 2 seed. They did it in 5. Now it's just about recreating that success. Now they're not quite in that hey, just hold on to the lead situation quite yet. And the lead of 1 is no real lead indeed in the great game of Rocket League, as it is Jeffy and the rest of Kennedy Catholic. If they're able to maintain this offensive. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to jinx it there. Hot sauce.
Yeah, it was close. It was coming down to the wire. And again, I was looking at some of the stats here from their March 11th game. It went to the game 5, but every single game in that series was only separated by 1 point. So we're seeing something similar here in game number 1. I love the aggression from both teams, the bumps, the demos right now that we're seeing.
60 seconds to go. Right down bottom. Wild Viking looked like they had a fantastic opportunity at this one, but going now the opposite way is Jeffy and Kennedy Catholic.
Aggro, a nice. Oh, he was trying to play it off the back wall. Unfortunately, it ends up in front of the net now, and Goat Lotion going to capitalize here. So there's that 2-point cushion we were talking about, this time for Kennedy Catholic. And with only 44 seconds left, there's still time for Lake Stevens, but it is dwindling away.
We got 45 seconds. We always talk about wanting at least, like, personally, I say about 15 seconds per goal, right? And that pretty much is tantamount upon you winning possession off of kickoff. So still possible, but it's going to be a rough ask right now for Lake Stevens for this number 2 seed. Kennedy Catholic has been eating favorited teams for breakfast.
We love those underdog Cinderella runs here, but they were also the last year's champions, so something to keep in mind. I think it just goes to show how much talent we have here across all divisions. It's a banger of a shot from a distance, an even better save, and with all these clears, they've begun to eat up so much time off the clock that you feel like Kennedy Catholic has now sealed the deal on game number 1.
Yeah, even if this goes in right here, can't get 2 and there's a couple of seconds. That's going to be a 3-1 victory again. A little bit of an underdog story being written as of right now at the WSSEA Spring Championship, presented, of course, by the Snohomish County Sports Commission. Taking a look at your players, coaches, support staff on stage here. Looks like they're having a good time.
Absolutely, all smiles. I saw some high fives in there, and so everybody just, I mean, that's the bare minimum, right? We're coming out here to have a good time, to have some fun. So you love to see the students getting an opportunity to experience this land atmosphere and to just enjoy what they're doing. So, win-win.
Really was. And I know you and I are having a blast as well, so win, win, win all the way through. Flying car soccer, if you're unfamiliar with it, continues on in here. 10 seconds and possession initially won by Lake Stevens. That's a bouncing ball going the other way and forcing the hand of the defender.
Well, 20 seconds into this one, Lake Stevens, they find themselves down by 1 in this best of 5 as they look to fight back. And now an open goal.
Nice.
He's going to pick the pocket. That one was served up to Agro on a silver platter.
Yeah, it really, really was. Rocks definitely doesn't get the kickoff that they wanted. They tried to get under this one, tried to give this a little bit more air, so at least would have forced the offender there, the player coming in for an attempted shot, to take it skyward, and at least increase the difficulty of that shot tenfold, right? As it is, early lead for Lake Stevens, but hot sauce. We literally just watched that happen in a game one that would end at 3-1 score line. Rocks tries to get it down for Jeffy. I think this was actually a true attempt on the shot, but just couldn't quite finagle their car the way they wanted to. That's too high.
Well, Jeffy looking for something in transition. He gets over the head of one defender. Agro, no boost in the tank, finds the stop, collects the 100 into the corner, now off the back wall, looking to showcase some of that aerial and mechanical ability here. Wild Viking now pressing across midfield, the pass toward midfield, but Goat stepping up, reads this play nicely.
Well done. And a good decision on that side of the ball. Agro Fusion gets under kind of the undercarriage onto this one and foists it back out. And an offensive attempt right there, but this is going to be easily the way. And Wild Viking was looking to actually kind of get that flip reset motion onto this one. Probably wouldn't even actually needed it because of how fast that ball was going, but again, couldn't quite get the car edited in the way they wanted it to. Go Lotion, the best offensive attempt of their game so far.
Yeah, I mean, they've been down here peppering in shots toward the net, not able to find one just yet. Agro's going to steal this boost away from Kennedy here and look to starve him in toward that corner. Goat the stop. You see Mantis in the background a little bit out of control there. Will resettle, get back in time, looks to find the stop and does.
Nicely done. 2 minutes into this one, it's going to be a lower scoring affair so far. Jeffy has had several attempts. Lennon! Wow, stretching out for that defensive effort.
Beautiful save here by Lake Stevens to keep in the lead as Viking looks for the flick. He's maybe looking to channel his inner Lionel Messi out there as he was beginning to break some axles, but Kennedy does a good job of noticing the play developing here, stepping up, finding that stop, but still looking for the clear.
2.5 minutes as of right now. Only one score on the board, not for lack of trying. Agro Fusion on that one. Lennon Mantis, no shots attempted so far. We love to see that hat trick when it comes to saves, though, Hot Sauce.
Love to see the hat trick, the saves, even the playmaker medal is one of my favorites when you can get at least 3 assists there. As we do see a demo coming out near the front of the net, the chip shot over, but Agro again picks the pocket, looks to drop it as Jeffy finds the save, but it's only a matter of time. It's Lake Stevens looking like that relentless firing squad.
Look, Hot Sauce, we all knew this wasn't going to be a sweep, and only holding Lake Stevens, these Vikings, to one single goal in game number 1. This seems like a little bit of a return to normalcy. Now, not talking about the series overall, but again, nobody expected a 3-0 for Kennedy Catholic or Lake Stevens. We're definitely going the distance here.
Oh, yeah. We've seen these two teams duke it out before, and they are going to put an absolute cinema for us here today. It's Lake Stevens beginning to move the ball down the field nicely, though. The give and goes, the pass plays are on point, but it's a nice flick over the head from Jeffy. Goat pressuring into the corner and a bit of back and forth as Rocks tries to tuck this one in toward the net off the crossbar.
There you go. Jeffy going to keep up the dream and all the way in for 1. 102 seconds left. This game just got a lot more manageable, Hot Sauce.
I mean, yeah, you're only 1 away from the equalizer. You've got 1 minute and 42 to work with, and I can assure you that anything more than 1.5 minutes in a game like Rocket League at times can seem like an eternity. So we'll see what they can muster up here. They've got about 97 seconds to make something happen.
Down by 1. What do you do? No real lead. No real cushion here either. Oh, a solid little redirect attempt. I do like that. Just like chippy, maybe even a little cheeky plays right there, right? Forcing defenders, putting it on over there. You lose nothing for kind of plays like that, right? Yeah, like, yes, they're still fighting over possession as of right now. That wasn't really off the back of that Wild Viking redirect attempt.
Yeah, I think any additional touch just helps you keep it away from your opponents. They're already kind of anticipating where that ball is going. So if you could throw a little wrench in the mix, I think it's always a great idea, and hope to maintain possession for Lake Stevens. Right now, they're fighting to get across midfield, but Ryrock's a booming clear. The second shot is saved as well.
I am speechless. My mouth hung open. My goodness, coming right down. Boosting to get to the ground. My goodness. Fantastic plays here for the defensive efforts of Lake Stevens. They want this game too, like they need their next breath.
Yeah, it just goes to show the great game awareness of these young, talented individuals out here on the pitch today. And we see them still fighting here around midfield. For Kennedy Catholic, they've only got about 25 seconds, and that might just be the nail in the coffin from Lynn and Mantis.
Yeah, so Kennedy Catholic really pushes the issue aggressively, right? Rocks is the only defender back. They're trying to spread this field a little bit more and cheat up, buy space, right? In a relatively lower risk situation, right? Get that free space up in front of you and try and get in the aggressive stance because they were down. You see this all the time in Rocket League. It happens again at about 25 seconds.
Yeah, and again, now with just 15 seconds, even if Kennedy Catholic can find a way to secure a goal, it's most likely not enough time to find two in a row. And if the scoreline rests here, well, it'll be a case of Kennedy Catholic pulling up with a 3-1 to start. Lake Stevens able to answer back. They get a 3-1 themselves. Nice. They said, if you can do it, we can do it too. And you like to see the high fives, the clapping there from everybody up on stage.
Yeah, and for Lake Stevens, those Vikings, we got solid shots of them earlier. Again, got to feel like a return to normalcy there as we have a best-of-5 series essentially boiled on down to a best-of-3 series. Now talk to me about these numbers and what exactly they mean, Hot Sauce.
I mean, it's tough. There's still some room for some minor errors to give a game or so, but you'll always want to be that team to go up to match point first, to get into that driver's seat, to give yourself a little extra breathing room. So, I mean, the player, or the team rather, to take this next game is going to be sitting very nicely, but I mean, anything is possible. As we love to say, any given Sunday, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, speaking specifically about these numbers here for game number 2, 11 total shots for Kennedy Catholic. That is just absolutely dwarfed there by the 4 shots is dwarfed by the 11. Almost 3 times as many for the side of Kennedy Catholic, but really the difference comes in with the saves as well. 3 times as many, 6 total saves there for Lake Stevens. That really is the spelling out the difference of why they were just able to take down that map number 2.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't for lack of trying from Kennedy Catholic. They were shooting left and right, but Lake Stevens, those quality shots on target, will tie that series up 1-1. And nice thing about game number 3 is, well, you get 5 more minutes on the clock and the scores get reset to 0.
Indeed. And if whoever loses this game still, right, even series here, no one at an advantage, you still got to remember, have that memory of a goldfish. I'm not the first to say it. Go forth and just play the Rocket League game in front of you, and that's exactly what both of these teams are doing early. Wild Viking going to be forced to pick this one up since it's way skyward. That's a really, really good centering kind of shot, and we do have a sub coming on in here. Yes, Goat out. This is Koifish, I believe that is pronounced, in here. So subs for Kennedy Catholic.
Yeah, they got a deep roster, and it's great to see them, giving everybody an opportunity to get involved on a big stage, on a big competition like this. So big shout out to everybody getting an opportunity to have a little fun here and showcase that talent today as Kennedy Catholic fighting to get this one out of their territory just about a minute here into game 3.
A Wild Viking easy defensive play, tries for the redirect. Aggro burns all their boost to try and get up to that one. Can't quite get the angle on it. Down low, man. Lennon Mantis picks up a big boost along the way. This is kind of just tried to, like a clear attempt, but at what point, in situations like that, do clear attempts just become, really just giving over possession, right? I'd rather maintain possession on my own side of the pitch than to just hit it back on over the other way and ultimately only buy myself a couple of seconds, right? Wow, okay.
Just like that, Aggro Fusion, you got to see the little disco music afterwards as well. He said, it's a dance party when I score, baby. Lake Stevens strikes early in this one. They've got that 1-point lead, but it's no cushion indeed. Kennedy Catholic has the opportunity to battle back. Hopefully, they can find a way to get a relatively quick response here.
Yeah, the roles kind of becoming more clear here as themes are established. Koifish, great defensive play right here. Kennedy Catholic won't get scored on twice so quickly. Wild Vikings definitely the shot caller, kind of IGL, middle position. Generally going to be feeding balls on over towards Aggro Fusion. Lynwood Mantis has been playing a great, just doing their best brick wall impersonation, right? I've only let one goal in the past 7 minutes of Rocket League Hot Sauce.
Yeah, phenomenal third-man rotations, always keeping that drive alive and filling the role nicely. But as we say it, one caster's, could be a caster's curse or a caster's blessing, depending on what side you're on there. But Kennedy Catholic able to take this goal away. That's that relatively quick response that we're looking for. So we find ourselves tied up with so much time left here in Game 3.
Ball's a little bit slower. You have two different players on that defensive side that could probably make a play. But, hey, ifs, ands, or buts, right?
Exactly as my man Tugboat says. And, well, Lake Stevens, they're in their defensive half at the moment. Kennedy Catholic has seemed to really pick up the pressure here in these last couple minutes.
Wild Viking, it's a foot race to that ball, and a couple of members of Kennedy actually collapse upon it. There's been a couple of, double, even triple commits in situations that call for it, and then there are offensive situations that never really call for a triple commit on there. Offensively, you never want to dedicate 3 members. Defense sometimes, rarely necessary, but usually the result of bad positioning at the end of the day anyway. That's really required.
Kind of goes back to those team comms, communication, working on calling out those give and goes, or who's going up for that ball, maybe who's going to kind of rotate toward the far post of that goal and begin to work out. So team communication, team synergy, all an equally important aspect here as Kennedy Catholic once more knocking at the net, but Wild Viking looking for the clear as Jeffy steals it away.
Sub 2 minutes right now, and off the back of it, Ryrock's 2 shots, 2 goals, throw an assist to boot. This is Ryrock's game here in Numero Tres. Lynwood Mantis, they've been doing a great defensive job saving, but the clears just really haven't been there as much.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little out of position. I don't think they were expecting the ball to get taken away so close to their goal. Cheating a little bit far forward there, and so Lake Stevens, after an early lead, finds themselves down by 1 now here in game number 3.
Let's see how this one goes. They have also been trading these leads back and forth. It's getting hot. Aggro Fusion, a solid hit over the side. Koifish meets up with Wild Viking, and I believe that, it's definitely Koifish winning that one. Up forward, Aggro Fusion's done this before. Not going to happen this time.
Jeffy with that save. Koifish, the big booming clear the other direction as Jeffy scoops it up, collects the 100 in the corner, looks to start Lake Stevens. Other boost. It's a nice pass to Koifish, but well read here from Lake Stevens to find the stop.
Yeah, fantastic defensive efforts here from Lake Stevens. See if they can try to just get this one out. It's a 50 ball over the right side. Wild Viking goes up to it, but Riot Rocks is there first. Bouncing ball, dangerous situations. Koifish, wow, almost tails this one in.
I mean, Kennedy Catholic's looking to get wins with multiple different players out on the field. It kind of speaks volumes for how deep that roster is there for them. Aggro Fusion tries to touch forward. Koi into the corner, collects the 100 at mid, and will look to power forward. Jeffy, a banger of a shot that's just a bit high.
Nicely done. Dangerous ball. Lake Stevens cannot afford to go down another one here. Loss of 1, you can at least be decently happy about, hey, we kept it close, and this is not an elimination game regardless. 30 seconds to go here, Hot Sauce.
Just 30 seconds to find this goal here if Lake Stevens wants to look to maybe push this one in toward overtime, but they're struggling right now to get it out of their half. Looking for a little bit of breathing room, but still fighting around this mid-territory.
So close. 10 seconds to go here. Last gas territory for this game number 3. Nobody wants to go on match point early. Jeffy up to it, and that clear might have just sealed the deal here for game number 3.
Been back and forth. The game of tug of war continues, and another close nail biter that ends 2-1. So Kennedy Catholic back up on top. So looking to maybe seek some of that revenge that happened earlier in the regular season from week number 2.
I mean, you got to. Koifish comes out, more of an offensive factor here for Kennedy Catholic. 4 shots attempted, but it's going to be 2 of the other 3 from Jeffy and Ryrocks that are going to ultimately go forth, make it in right there. Whole bunch of this is a quality quantity question here for Kennedy Catholic. A lot of alliterative word sounds there, but basically, wow, 4 players now. That this is going to be interesting here for Kennedy Catholic. Obviously, they'll only be doing 3 versus 3.
It's a power play.
I got tired of getting demoed on the other side.
Well, again, we said it before. The nice thing about a new game is the scores get reset to 0. You've got 5 more minutes on the clock to work with, so it'll be up to Lake Stevens. They need to find a win here if they want to send it all the way to the best of 5. The hopes and dreams on the line at the moment.
Koi Fish still in. Goats for right now, sitting on the bench here for this game number 3. Might see them back in here for game 5 if we get there. Outside! Oh my goodness! Aggro Fusion as the defense is just trying to foist this out like a little bit, and none of this happens without Wild Viking hitting this ball.
It's Aggro Fusion again, and the disco party continues as they are staying alive right now. Up by 1 as they look to tie the series up, but there's so much time left in this one.
Not just a Bee Gees song, folks, not just a Bee Gees song. I want to give a shout out to everybody in chat, really just lighting it up for your individual teams. I know they appreciate your support, and I know we do here in the booth as well. 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Aggro Fusion looked to cut a really dangerous angle on that one, but that's an uncharacteristic miss.
Well, we're not even just about to crack that minute mark here. 4 left. Kennedy Catholic, a big demo on the goalie as well, looking to open up some of that space and make that shooting just a bit easier, but Lake Stevens will find the stop for the time being.
Aggro Fusion, solid little clear action until Koi Fish. Fish out of water in that one, all the way up in the air as well, and it had a fantastic first hit, but then kind of lost the script right there. Not 100% sure if they kind of figured out game plan. Okay, well I hit it first, what do next? So they kind of lost it right there. Lake Stevens has been on the defensive side of this for a little while, but Jeffy now maybe having something to say about that.
Yeah, nice little catch and touch. Gets by 2 defenders. Eventually someone will step up and find a bit of a stop. It's a 50 that doesn't necessarily go their way as Koi was able to maintain possession momentarily, and now a bit of back and forth once more here as we see Jeffy going up for a little razzle-dazzle, and it's just a bit wide and to the right.
Ooh, hits this one far cleared and out as this ball looks to, okay, so dead ball to the right side for a second. Just want to give you guys an update. Yes, an update. T90 won against Sella 2. 1-2 series over there, so Sella may be looking to pull their own upset.
I mean,
of course,
that would be crazy.
The series is not over, just to be clear. So
2 undefeated teams left in it. If they were both to get upset here, what a final that would create. A Cinderella story of the liking here, but nonetheless, I mean, we have to be thankful with just the great showing that we've seen from all the teams here on stream today. Certainly just honored to be a part of it.
And just another minor update. Tenino takes one. We're going to game 5 there between Tenino and the Sella Vikings. Let's get this one through here first, because this looks like it might be going to the game 5 situation as well. And I think that just spells just how awesome these esports programs are for these young folks, right? Like, they create these situations. They can go out and get incredibly even-handed competition. A lot of times you see a lot more 3-0s in double elimination or in single elimination brackets. Well, Aggro Fusion, it's another argument for them. Have a little MVP performance. 2 shots, 2 goals. They had a similar performance in game number 2.
Just gonna keep on dancing the night away. Lake Stevens up by 2. 2:04 though. Kennedy Catholic again, plenty of time to work back in, and we've seen them come from behind already in this series to take the lead and take a dub away. They are in that driver's seat, and they just need one more to close it out and advanced into those grand finals. Lake Stevens beginning to fight back, though. It seems they found their stride once more.
I agree with that. Like, 3 scores is not undoable with about 100 seconds left, but it's got to feel like that. And we have not seen a more than 2-score deficit overcome in that amount of time yet between these two teams. And I don't believe for earlier rounds, obviously, I didn't get to watch all of those games right there, but a 3-score lead again would feel like the nail in the coffin. Lennon Mantis trying to walk the dog. Leisurely Sunday stroll inside. Lennon Mantis gets a second shot at this one, but they don't really have the momentum and position to get a good angle at it.
And we'll have to back off. A smart decision here to regroup, recollect things as Rocks in the background gets taken away. No defenders to beat, but Lennon has to scoop the ball up, collects the 100. It's a nice pinch that puts the ball in front of the net, but nobody able to capitalize just yet.
Agro Fusion looking for their fourth shot, third goal. Lennon Mantis and a great block on the Kennedy Catholic side.
Phenomenal pass plays off the wall there from Agro Fusion as well, and maybe looking for one to themselves. It's over the top, and Agro Fusion may have just sealed the deal here for Lake Stevens in Game 4.
Definitely going to feel like it. Yes, the 15 seconds is within the realm of possibility, but about 4 minutes and 10 seconds here of no scoring. The drought is on here. Let it rain for Kennedy Catholic, or they'll be moving on into game number 5.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a team held to a 0 on the scoreboard yet in this series, but we do see some demos coming out in front of the net, looking to maybe open up some of that pressure there as well. It's some good give and goes now from Lake Stevens, but with only 30 seconds left on the clock and they continue to eat up this time, it feels like they've solidified this dub, and it feels like we're going to a Game 5.
Gotta feel like that. Gotta feel like that. 25 seconds to go here. Wild Vikings sends it out to Agro Fusion. They're just playing keep away at this point a little bit, I believe. And now we're going to be seeing a 16-second. Nope, add another one up to it. Again, folks, this is 4-0. This could have much more reasonably been a kind of a 2-0 after Kennedy Catholic, again, is just trying to spread the field and put all of it into offense, right? Because at the end of the day, you lose by 10, you lose by 4, you lose by 1. It is all a loss within this game. We'll be looking at a Game 5 starting here shortly, my friend.
I feel like between Game 3 and 4, Lake Stevens just cracked a bunch of Red Bulls and chugged them on down because they have wings at the moment. The give and goes, the pass plays, the aerial prowess continues here at Lake Stevens. 4-0 in this one. They hold Kennedy Catholic scores, so it does make me a little bit worried for Game 5, but I felt like every time Kennedy Catholic has put a loss on the board, they come right back. They answer very strongly in the next game, and so it's going to come down to the wire. You couldn't ask for a better series here today.
No, you really couldn't. Update, no update, sorry, on the other side of this bracket. Yes, that other side of the bracket, T90 and Sela, they will be going. They're playing their Game 5 as of right now. 11 shots attempted for Lake Stevens, only 3 on the other side, and Rocks, I believe, for the first time in this series, held absolutely shotless in the offensive side of this pitch.
Yeah, it's not something that you often see. We will maybe see Goat coming in. No, it's going to be coy here to keep... Okay, they're toying with my emotions. It is Goat. I lied. Nonetheless, everybody back out onto the pitch for one final game to see who gets to punch their ticket into the grand finals.
We'll see. One and done. Well, Jeffy wants that early. The scoring drought is over, and Jeffy rockets one in early.
I mean, we talked about Kennedy Catholic's ability to answer back each time after a loss, and so far it's been game back and forth. First for Kennedy, then Lake Stevens, Kennedy. So if they stick true to the script, Kennedy might have a lucky chance here, but honestly, it's been so close. It's hard to pick either one of these teams. There is so much talent out here on the pitch.
It's fair. It's fair, entirely true. Hit to the outside. Wild Viking kind of loses pace right there. No, they didn't have any other teammates around. Yes, that was a pretty open net situation. Wild Viking comes back, makes a solid second effort right there. No hesitation this time.
Well, they've got that lead. Lennon and crew looking to find that equalizer before they can build off the back as Jeffy does find a nice stop. The ball gets a bit away, though, and now Agro looking for something off the backboard. It's a dangerous pass toward the corner, but Rocks able to find that second touch. Not quite out of the deep water just yet, though, as Agro and crew will meet at the midfield.
Great job there from Wild Viking. A solid takeaway. Jeffy from the backboard as of right now. Kennedy Catholic enjoying a lead as of right now. Knows they can, I mean, again, not an insurmountable lead by any means, but they can kind of play this at their own pace with the ball solidly in Lake Stevens court.
Collecting the 100 into the corner. Rocks looks to hang out near that far post and pressure out potentially here. Goat, no boost in the tank, and now Lennon, a banger of a shot that Rocks will go up and find the save.
So Goat back in, Koifish out, by the way. Subs continue here for Kennedy Catholic. They found value with both of these players in the three-person lineup. Goat, Lotion gets it past one right here, has to stick it to the ground. 1v1, Lennon Mantis with a huge hit the other way, and that's answered even better by Kennedy Catholic. They remain in the offensive pitch.
Doing a good job of eating up some time, finding pressure down here in the Lake Stevens territory. As we do see Viking and Mantis looking to work together here. Collects the 100 into the corner, pressuring in front of the net. They've got an opportunity, but it is a nice stop here from Kennedy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Over the side, Goat Lotion sends us back down the right corner here. Away from the net for a little bit. Aggro Lotion, weird hit, can't quite connect to it. Forced to come all the way back and have to probably pick up a big boost to go forth and try and take possession of this ball again. Aggro Fusion, though, a little bit of a different story. Some boost to speak of down bottom and a double commit on offense, and there's nobody to pick up this ball.
Jeffy takes it away. Aggro, not much boost. We'll collect the 100 into the corner here, so it's up to Jeffy to get those nickels and dimes, get back online as they pressure the other direction. This one's still high and dry. It's a dangerous spot, but Jeffy out of nowhere to find the stop.
Lennon Mantis on the attempt right there, but defense just simply gets there sooner. Frequently about the second hit, not the first. Well, second hit never came on that one.
Rocks, not a ton of boost in the tank, but the 100 appears just in time, and it opens up the net. He bites the defender to the right corner, and this opens up all of that space here. Goat finding the second goal, and now Lake Stevens in a little bit of trouble, but they've got 2 minutes to work with. They need to find this next goal and not allow Kennedy to get the 3.
I hear you. Lennon Mantis again got a call like we see it here. It's the semifinals. A weak clear over to the side. The attempt there, and it doesn't really come off the nose of the car very well, and then it just ends up in a completely centering shot. This would have been a fantastic pass if it was offensive. Just not great defense on the other side.
Does happen sometimes, but at least you have some time to work with. It just starts with one goal at a time here. And for Lake Stevens, though, they're going to have to begin to pick up that pressure. We saw a lot of great high-flying plays, some give and goes downfield. In that last game, they need to start doing something similar here.
It's been 2 score differences across game 1 and 2. Slimmed down to that 1 score difference in game number 3. No overtimes here, and game 4 was a blowout 4-0 Lake Stevens. But either team has taken individual games all the way through. They've flip-flopped all the way through. Rocks looking to make this 3 again. 3 would just feel completely dead in the water.
Oh, Aggro, it was a nice shot, but Kennedy able to get up in time, find that stop as Lake Stevens continues the pressure down here, maybe toying with the idea of a fake out, but it's already going the other way. And with just 56 seconds now, Lake Stevens needs to find a way to get one on the board and give themselves at least 20 seconds or so to work with.
And it's just about taking possession at this point. We haven't really seen very much physical play as well. Maybe ripping out some demos here and just kind of, making the numbers kind of in your advantage for a couple of seconds would be the move. 35 seconds to go. Pressure is definitely on of Lake Stevens.
Yeah, time slowly dwindling away here as Kennedy Catholic has begun to pick up the pressure once more. Rocks in toward the corner. 20 seconds now on the clock, and it's beginning to tick down quickly.
Kennedy Catholic, the winners of last year, looking so much better right now. That's a good clear, but Goat Lotion and Kennedy Catholic will not be cheating back so far as to not be able to make a play onto that ball. Solid hit! Gotta get this inside, and it does! There's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for your Lake Stevens High School squad.
3 seconds remaining, but again, if that ball stays in the air, even if the timer is 0, they're going to have an opportunity to continue to carry that ball downfield. It has to touch the ground, so there is still an opportunity here for Lake Stevens to put this one into overtime.
Gotta keep it aloft, though. This game turns into volleyball for a second, and they cannot get the hit. Kennedy Catholic gets it done in 5.
GG's all the way around. If you are this Lake Stevens squad, you have to hold your head high. You had a phenomenal undefeated season. You put on an absolute cinema here today of back and forth action. And again, you love to see the GGs, the handshakes across the great sportsmanship.
And again, I just want to walk through these scores with you guys because it's just so crazy. Not just a best of 5s that goes the full 5 series, but first we have no overtime situations, which is kind of weird when you have a plenty of 1 score situations, right? 1-3 for Kennedy Catholic in the first game. Second engagement arrangement 3-1 for Lake Stevens. They take it, flip it literally back the other way on its ear. 1-2 situations for Kennedy Catholic, the first time they would do that in this series. Then Lake Stevens answers in every way, shape, and form, 4-0. In fact, the only shutout of this entire series, doing it just the way they did in game number 3 there, man. Kennedy Catholic rips victory out of the jaws of defeat here to take this one down by a 1-score lead for the second time in 5.
Yeah, I mean, to answer back, especially after you suffer a 4-0 defeat, can be tough to do, but it just goes to show you the mental fortitude of the young talent out here today. And so really, again, just a great Rocket League all the way around from all of the schools here today. And again, I love getting the chance to see them line up and almost like traditional sports when I was a kid. You shake hands, you go down the line. And so, yeah, absolutely love to see the camaraderie, not just amongst the students, but the teams and everybody as a whole.
Yeah, for real, right? Obviously, one of these teams going to be elated. One of these teams going to be a little bit disappointed, right? Obviously, be happy taking this to a full 5 games, but that is the end of their tournament lives, as this is, of course, the single elimination bracket. Paramount amongst all of these things is what you saw there literally immediately, right? All 3 players, winning side, going on over, shaking the hands, coaches included, right, of the losing team, say, hey, good job. It is what it is. We're going on. I appreciate you guys, right? Had a fantastic match, but the ending is the ending, right?
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing Lake Stevens next year. Like I said, Mr. Wood, very, very, in depth or in tune with these students, always putting on his own little stream as well. And so they've got a great program over there. They've really stepped it up in Rocket League in just one season to come. So I would hate for the other teams to see what they look like next season, because I'm sure they're only going to get better. Yeah, and honestly, it's one thing that I always love to say after these games is there are no losers, right? We've got winners and we've got learners, and that's what it's all about, learning, growing together. As we said, not every game is going to go your way. You had an undefeated season. It was phenomenal, but, these things happen, and that's why it just kind of reiterates how much talent is in this league. And so you love to see the friendly competition, but I wish I was out there in person, because that LAN atmosphere, it is unmatched. It's great to see the kids getting an opportunity to showcase the skills again.
Welcome back to the WSSEA 2025 State Championships. We are here joined by Lake Stevens Rocket League squad as they got 3rd place in the Rocket League tournament. And I'm here with the captain and the rest of the team. What's it like competing in the Rocket League scene here in WSSEA?
Well, it is definitely a stressful one, I can tell you that. We tried and put our hardest work out there. Definitely wish we could get a rematch, but who knows? Definitely, Nehemiah is definitely coming for a take back on this one, and we're just excited to be here.
What's it like being a part of the Lake Stevens program, right? You guys got these nice, cool jerseys, right? You got a bunch of teams participating. So what's it like, being part of Lake Stevens?
The Lake Stevens community is a really awesome one. There's a very strong sense of bonding, and every team kind of gets along, which is really nice. So similar seasons get more interconnected, especially at events like this, when we get to see each other in person, which unfortunately isn't often. It's like, oh yeah, I do know you. It's awesome, yeah.
And then, what's it like for you guys playing at this stage, at this venue, right? Because this is a very unique type of esports event.
Like I said, it's definitely a nervous one. But we just come in here and just try and put our hardest work out, and we just are trying to get for that #1 spot. Unfortunately, we didn't, but hey, 3rd's not bad.
Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out while you're here?
I'd just like to say all glory to God in the highest, and I just want to shout out all of our friends and families, Lake Stevens Vikings. I also want to shout out, and yeah, that's all.
And Mr.
Oh, and Mr. Wood's uncle, yes.
All right, well, thank you very much, and congratulations. Hoist that trophy proud.